The newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The report tagging the Philippines as the world's top rice importer is no cause for concern, according to the Agriculture Department's Bureau of Plant Industry. The United States Department of Agriculture projected that the Philippines will import some 3.8 million metric tons of rice from 2023 to 2024, overtaking China, which is seen to import only about 3.5 million metric tons. Bureau of Plant Industry Director Glenn Panganiban stressed that this figure is only an assumption and that there is no need to be worried since there are still locally produced rice available. He said it's possible China is only ramping up their local supply of the staple, resulting in lower import volumes. DA Undersecretary Leocadio Sebastian earlier said that the country will import less than the USDA's forecast, although he did not specify just how much. The government should consider going south should plans to put up additional EDCA sites push through. That's according to a security analyst. International Development and Security Cooperation President Chester Cabalza told the Big Story that additional EDCA sites in Visayas and Mindanao will help cover territorial interests in the area. He adds that installing military bases in Luzon will only put the country at risk of further aggression from China.
Remember, you have two in Cagayan, and ang patama nila doon is because of Taiwan. So to have a fair and balanced perspective and to de-escalate the political and geopolitical bias on it, we should also bring it down to Visayas and Mindanao para hindi nila isipin na, kami ang pinapatamaan nyo eh. Because we have also issues with our southern corridor, with our maritime neighbors in Malaysia and Indonesia. And at the end of the day,
Cabalza also believes it's a good move for the Senate to invite Chinese academics to get their insights on maritime zones. The Senate has formed a special committee that will draft a Philippine map which will include territories in the disputed waters.
We also have American academics coming over, and this is the first time that any think tank will hold representatives, academics coming from the US, China, and Southeast Asia. So the mere fact that the Senate and our government is inviting the Chinese academics, that means that we are fair. Tama lang yun.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The men and women's national basketball teams held a rare joint practice as they prepare for the Asian Games next week. The details in this report.
Janine Pontejos. Nagbabalik, Calvin Abueva. Isa pa, Terence Romeo.
In one of the rarest moments in Philippine basketball, Gilas Pilipinas' men's and women's team were in one practice for the Asian Games. The session at the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig was made extra special as it was open to the public.
And we're doing this for you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. Go.
The teams didn't face each other, but they simultaneously held drills and shooting routines on opposing sides of the floor. Fans, meanwhile, got the most out of it as they were able to see their national team idols up close. Like one fan who even skipped work to watch the training.
Nakalib po ako para sa Gilas. Tignan po natin kung may babalik po nila yung dati nilang laro. Pero naniniwala po kami, kaya po ni Calvin tsaka ni Terence.
Another spectator watched not just for the players but for the coaches as well, having been a coach himself. He believes the joint session will help both sides in their respective campaigns.
Malaking boost yun sa moral nila. Lalo na yung women's ngayon, magandang campaign natin. Sana magtuloy-tuloy yung campaign natin umabot sa World Cup or Olympic.
Some female cagers also showed up to support Gilas women like Erica, who looks up to ace April Bernardino.
Shooting guard ako. Pwede rin po ako makakuha sa kanila ng insight sa laro, ganon, yung mindset po nila or attitude nila sa pagdating po sa games.
Men's team coach Tim Cohn says the joint practice is a way to impart togetherness within the national team players.
Doing things like this and being around the fans and knowing the women's team, we start realizing it's all bigger than us. And I think players, you motivate yourself when you realize you're doing something more than just for yourself. You have bigger, stronger motivation. So hopefully our guys realize that.
Both teams have just over a week to prepare for the Asian Games in Hangzhou, China. The women's team is grouped with Hong Kong, Japan, and Kazakhstan in the initial stage, while the men's team will take on Bahrain, Jordan, and Thailand in the group stages.
Let's now take a quick look at other stories we're watching. The PNP has arrested 6 suspects accused of kidnapping cockfight enthusiasts. The arrest was made at a safe house in Parañaque on Friday, over a year after the cockfighters' disappearance. There is no information yet on their whereabouts. Land Bank has remitted its 50 billion peso Maharlika Fund contribution to the Treasury. Under the MIF law, the national government and Land Bank will provide 50 billion pesos each, while the Development Bank will contribute 25 billion pesos for the fund's initial capital. And the House Appropriations Panel is considering Ombudsman Samuel Martirez's proposal to keep COA audit or annual audit reports private. Committee Chairman Elizalde Co acknowledged that the proposal seeks to prevent hasty public judgment on government officials. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 10:45 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.